What if I told you that there's a bread that heals instead of being hard to digest? We're going to make a 0% flour and 100% gluten-free bread loaded with nutrients and with an incredible crumb. We start by placing the lentils in a bowl, and we're going to soak them in boiling water for around 20 minutes. This is very important because legumes contain something called like phytic acid, which is an antinutrient, and we eliminate it by soaking them. This way, we're making the bread much more digestible and gut-friendly. But also by activating the lentils like this, we release all the iron, high-quality proteins, and zinc, allowing our body to fully absorb them. I mean, it's the perfect combo. We are going to ferment this bread using a rice sourdough starter, which is obviously gluten-free. But if you don't have one at home, you can easily replace it with a polish made from rice flour. To do this, we mix equal parts of rice flour and water in a bowl, and add a pinch of yeast. In this case, I have the Crust starter bowl. With its sensor connected directly to my phone, it will notify me exactly when the starter has doubled in size, and it is ready to be used. Technology applied to baking. Back to the lentils. Now it's time to drain the soaking water. And just like that, perfectly clean, they go straight into the blender. Look at that color. This is pure soluble fiber that will feed our microbiome. Optionally, we can add some buckwheat. It's a pseudo cereal that is completely gluten-free. Nutritionally, it's a powerhouse. It provides essential amino acids and helps regulate blood sugar. This will give the bread a ton of flavor and an amazing texture. Now we follow up with the salt, touch of olive oil, which will help make the crumb much more tender. And finally, the rice sourdough starter, or else the polish we've prepared earlier. Done. But pay attention, if we bake this exactly like this, we're going to pull a literal flying saucer out of the oven. Because we're missing the star ingredient of gluten-free baking, the psyllium husk. Psyllium is a natural fiber that comes from a seed. When mixed with water, it absorbs it completely and creates a sticky network, a gel that traps fermentation gases. This is the closest thing to gluten without being gluten. Besides giving the bread structure and elasticity, it's a perfect prebiotic for our body. Ideal for gut health. We turn on the blender and add the water little by little. The goal is to reach this texture that you see right here. Somewhat sticky, but firm and dense. Using a spatula, we transfer it to a bowl. Cover it and let it rest for an hour on the counter at room temperature. Since there is no gluten developed, leaving it too long could break the structure and make the bread collapse in the oven. While it will rise a bit, a long fermentation isn't necessary in this case. The time has come. Now we are going to shape it. We dust a little rice flour on the counter and very carefully turn out the dough. Wow, how good it looks! It holds its shape perfectly. The rest definitely did a lot of good. Since it's a pretty sticky dough, here's a crucial trick. We wet our hands with water and start shaping it into a round ball. We'll use a little more rice flour to help us out, and we also sprinkle some on top. That way, when we place it upside down in the banneton, it won't stick at all. Now we leave the bread here at the counter till it slowly grows and doubles in size. Meanwhile, we will preheat the oven along with the Dutch oven to 250 degrees Celsius, which is around 480 degrees Fahrenheit, for around an hour. It is essential that it gets really hot. Alright, the bread is perfectly proofed and the pot is preheated. Time to bake. We open the Dutch oven carefully so we don't burn ourselves and sprinkle some rice flour on the bottom. We are going to turn the bread out right there. Perfect. Using a lamb or a very sharp razor blade, we make a clean cross-shaped score. Cover it immediately to trap all the steam. And into the oven it goes for 15 minutes. Alright, while we wait, remember that you can download my app, Glutenmorgen, for Android or iPhone. There, you can follow the step-by-step for this recipe and many more. You'll also be able to calculate the exact baker's percentages based on the size of your mold, save recipes, and post all your results right here, since it's the first baking social network in the world. Download it using this QR code or the link in the description. Time to take the lid off. Ooh, look at this. It looks so good. I love it. Now we'll continue baking uncovered for another 15 minutes, so it develops a nice, crusty exterior. And here is our baked bread. Honestly, it doesn't look like a lentil bread, right? It turned out amazing. I'm going to place it on the cooling rack for a few minutes so the temperature drops and the crumb stabilizes inside. All right, time to cut it open. Listen to that crunch. And look at this crumb. Dense, but at the same time, super tender and moist. It almost looks like those Nordic rye breads, right? And the aroma, you have no idea how good it smells. And now all that's left is to taste it. But I'm getting an idea. I'm going to prepare the classic Danish smørrebrød. For that, I need a good slice of our lentil bread, which I have right here, some really creamy spreadable cheese, smoked salmon, some slices of hard-boiled egg, thin rings of red onion, a touch of fresh dill for aroma, and some capers on top. A quick prep, rich in healthy fats, and with a super low glycemic index. Wow, it looks incredibly good. I have to try it. Oh. Seriously, this is making me reconsider. I am not missing gluten at all. But what about you? Are you going to bake this recipe too? And that's how you make a gluten-free bread with gluten-morgan. See you in the next video.